Another cost that is often included in houses are those indirect costs. And you may be wondering what an indirect cost is. And so those are going to be those things that are necessary for the efficient and safe construction of your house, but are not specifically included in your house. Examples are the dumpster, the porta-john, the cell phone that the superintendent uses, the superintendent labor, the truck that the superintendent needs to go there, the utilities that it takes to run the saws that are cutting the wood that go in your house. All of those are examples of indirect costs. And you need to know about those indirect costs, because whether or not they're listed out in the budget that you're presented, know that they are very real costs and they are included in the cost of a house. The question is, where are they? If you don't see them in the budget, they're there somewhere, and please ask your builder so you understand where those indirect costs are and how they're being accounted for. Oftentimes, builders are going to exclude design, engineering, and permitting because oftentimes those are outside of the scope of a builder. Choice builders, we're a design build firm. So what that means is when you come to us with an idea and we give you a final price, we're going to include the cost of the design, the structural engineering, the soils engineering, the permitting cost. All of those are going to be accounted for in line items in your budget. Now, the way we do it is based on the way that we enjoy building. There are other builders who do it the other way, and that's not bad. Just understand where that line is and know, are you going to have additional costs for permitting, or is that included in the budget with the builder that you're considering? Another common misconception is contingency. So many times mistakes are made about contingency, and I'm going to argue that having a contingency in your budget is the most prudent thing that you can do. Think about it. We have never built your house. I've never seen your house. We're going to design your house based on ideas that are in your head, and then we're going to price it, we're going to engineer it, we're going to put it all together, and it's a prototype because I have never built it before. My trades have never built it before. Yes, we have years of experience, but the fact is your particular house has never been built. So we're going to miss something. I'm telling you, every builder is going to miss something. And how do we pay for that? How do we accommodate that? Does it become a last minute, oh no, we have a $1,000, $2,000 bust in the budget, let's hurry up and make a pressured decision? Or do you have a contingency because you know that you're working on incomplete information and you are likely to miss some things, and now you can have that calm conversation with your builder and say, okay, how did this get missed? What's the impact? Good thing that we have a contingency, and then you work together to use the money for the contingency to take the pressure off the decision, because I'm going to tell you, those things are going to come up. They're not hidden costs, they're just not known at the time when you begin, and that contingency is going to take the pressure off. Now, you may be wondering, but why do I want a contingency? All that's going to do is incentivize my builder to use that contingency and spend more money. That's a conversation you need to have with your builder right up front so you understand clarity of how that contingency is going to be used. Unused contingency always reverts back to the client. Always reverts back to the client. So as we're going through and building and we run across things, we might use that contingency, let's say a performance enhancement, right? Maybe it's not something that we missed. Maybe we're in a critical area, in an area that was hard to foresee and understand as we're building it out in the field, and we decide, you know, if we did this one thing over here and added a little bit of detail, we can make your house that much better. Wouldn't it be nice if we had a contingency set aside that we can calmly and collectively have that discussion, pull that money over, and now make your house even better? And if we don't spend that contingency, always it goes back to the owner. So please ask your builder and get that clarity before you decide to move forward. So how do you compare builders apples to apples? Questions. You have to ask questions. Hopefully this video was informative to you so you can learn a little bit about what's included and what's not included. So you can ask those questions about how do you treat allowances? Do you have contingency? What about your direct cost? Where are those accounted for? And once you understand those, now you can start to understand all of the things that a builder is going to bring to the table. Here at Choice Builders, we give you a detailed budget breakout. We go through it with you and make sure that you understand. It is very important to us that you feel comfortable with the budget and you know where every penny is going. Most builders are going to be that same way, but you as the buyer You got to ask those questions. You got to make sure that you understand what you're purchasing. Thanks.